All right, it's time to talk about WordPress plugins. Now, plugins are basically tools and software that you can add to your WordPress site to do really cool things. So pretty much anything you want to do with your website can possibly be done with a theme, with a plugin. So to access your plugins, just go to your dashboard, and over on the left-hand side, you'll see the plugins form right here. So click plugins. And once you're on this page, on the plugins page, you'll see all of your plugins here. Now I've got lots of plugins for this site, but basically here's some things that plugins can do. So Akismet is one plugin I recommend everyone have. And in the next video, I'll share with you my top 10 plugins I recommend everyone get on WordPress. But basically what Akismet does is it stops all spam comments on your site. So it puts them all into a spam folder and basically blocks tons and tons of spam comments on your site. So if you've ever blogged before, you know blog comment spam is just a huge, huge problem. Akismet stops that problem and it's totally free. Lots of other plugins too. Here's a plugin for SEO to get more search engine traffic. Here's a plugin that will back up your website for you. There's plugins for social sharing. There's a Facebook plugin for Facebook comments and Facebook like buttons and all kinds of stuff you can add to your page. So that's a general overview of plugins. So to add a plugin, there's a couple ways you can do it. First of all, come up here on the plugins page and click add new, or over here in the menu you can click add new as well. All right, once you're on this page, there's a couple things you can do. So first of all, you can just search for plugins. So inside the WordPress dashboard itself, there's all kinds of plugins. And so you can search for something if you're looking for something to add to your website. So for instance, if you wanted a Twitter button, you could just Google Twitter button, or not Google it, but type it into here, and you would find all these different plugins that can help you with Twitter. So when you're looking for plugins, if it hasn't been recommended by someone like me or a professional or someone who's been blogging for a while, you might want to do a little bit of research first. So first of all, I would want to look at how many downloads does the plugin have and how many stars does it have. So basically anything with less than 4 stars, I generally would not download unless it was really highly recommended by someone. And generally I'm looking for something with lots of downloads. So like this one right here, 5 stars, 305,000 downloads. It looks like it's probably an official or something near an official Twitter plugin. So that looks very reliable, and I would be very comfortable downloading this plugin and installing that on my site. Whereas something, let's see if I got something less reliable. Something like this is a simple Twitter follow me button, has 2,000 downloads and only 2 reviews. And it was last updated 11 months ago. So it sounds like it's out of date. If it hasn't been updated recently, it's probably out of date. It also looks like it doesn't have very much traffic or downloads to it. So I really wouldn't download this plugin. It looks like there's so many other plugins with more downloads, more reviews, and they're more recently updated. That would be much better for your site. So there can be issues with plugins. So the more plugins you have on your site, and if you have bad plugins, they can kind of mess up your site. And it's not something, it's not like life-threatening or anything like that. But you could have little bugs in your website, or things that kind of go wrong. So if there's ever a point with your website where things aren't working, you can't log in properly, you can't add posts or add tags or whatever. If you have some kind of bug like that going on in WordPress, chances are it's possibly a plugin that caused your problems. So you want to avoid getting too many plugins. I would say probably 20 plugins is probably about the max you would want for your site. And a lot of people even recommend even less than that. So choose your plugins carefully. Make sure you're using reliable, good, solid plugins. Okay. Now, once you've chosen a plugin here, you can, if you're finding a plugin through the dashboard, just click install now, and it will install that plugin for you. So I'll go ahead and install this one so you can see what it looks like. So once you've installed the plugin, you have this option here to activate or return the plugin installer. So every time, if you want a plugin, you want to try it out, you would always have to hit activate. It won't actually work until you hit activate. In this case, I'm just going to return to the plugin installer. And I'm actually going to go back to my plugins page, and I'm going to delete that plugin because I'm not going to use that one. But that's how you would install a plugin. That's one way to do it. There's also a way to manually install plugins. So if you want to delete a plugin, you just come over here and click delete and hit yes, delete these files. You can't delete a plugin that's activated though. So if you have an activated plugin, you have to deactivate it first and then come back to this page and then you can delete it. So now to add a plugin manually, just go up here and click add new and just click upload plugin. And here again, just like with the theme, you would just go ahead and install the plugin and upload it in the .zip format. Okay, so let's say you wanted a WordPress plugin and you couldn't find it in the dashboard, or it's a plugin that someone told you about, and let's just say it's called WordPress plugin, and we'll just type in WordPress plugin download. And here on the WordPress.org site, there's also many more plugins. So let's take a plugin over here. So here's a plugin page, what it looks like on WordPress. So it'll be a WordPress.org site, and it'll say /plugins and then the name of the plugin. And then you would download the plugin right here. And again, that would download as a zip file, and then you would just upload that zip file right into here. So those are the two ways to install plugins, either downloading them from the website and then installing the zip file here, or just downloading them to the dashboard as I showed you before. Okay, so that's a basic overview of plugins. In the next video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 plugins. I'm going to share with you what they do and all the links so you can go ahead and get them, install them on your site.